I'm walking in the bathhouse right here in Isthmia. This is the Corinth area sports complex where the Isthmian Games were held. You can see the mosaics of the gods, Poseidon and Isis, who were honored. This is the lesson that I sent out to each one of you for the class today, summarizing our field trip. And I just want to read it to you to remind you. Paul's communication to believers used the imagery of the world around them. So everybody here in Corinth would have known about this athletic area, the Isthmian Games Center. Life revolved around the gods. You can see them right there. Athletics that was tied to the gods, travel, and even daily work all fell under the domination of the cultural religion of Rome. So when you came into the bathhouse and walked over this mosaic, you were walking through the culture of the day. Above everything else in life, the temple of the gods stood as a constant reminder of the need to worship the gods. In his letter, Paul uses many illustrations from the world to communicate truth about Christian life. We know he used the military. We see the shields and spears and swords and armor. We also know he uses architecture. You can see the mosaics, and he talks about building a temple and all of the pillars and columns of truth that remind us of the work in the architecture. But most of all, Paul used athletics, the race. He talks about running the race. And in Hebrews chapter 12, the sum of it is, let's run the race looking unto Jesus. What Paul said is, instead of looking unto the gods, look to Jesus. Look to him as the culture around you looks at their towering temples and all their mosaics of their gods. We worship the one that's unseen, and by faith we worship him, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our salvation. So Paul, drawing from the Corinthian area, the Isthmian Games, talks about running the race, finishing the course, not running in vain, laying aside anything to get us to the finish line. How Paul communicated truth in his epistles using the world around him, like we're finding right here in Isthmia today, in the temple and bathhouse to Poseidon, right on the shore of the Gulf of Corinth. We learn, run the race, look to Jesus.